Pause. Listen. That feeling in your chest, it's not paranoia. It's confirmation. The uneasy alliances you noticed, the hush that fell when you entered the room, the character assassinations disguised as concern, none of it was random. You were targeted. This was a calculated campaign, a final, desperate maneuver by a crumbling collective. They called themselves a circle, a crew, a council. The name is irrelevant. What matters is they lost. They approached with a blueprint for your destruction, unaware that you were built on divine architecture they couldn't decode. Now they are more than exposed. They are undone. Their entire foundation cracked under the weight of your unshakable sovereignty. You didn't just weather their storm. You rewrote the forecast. This moment is not just a win. It's proof. Proof that their era is ending, and yours is gaining speed. If you feel this truth in your bones, lock it in. Like this message, subscribe and align with others who build outside the old grid, visionaries who craft new worlds from the ashes of broken systems. Comment 77 below to mark the code of your invincibility, an energetic imprint they can never decrypt. Now, let this message echo in the background. Let it charge your field, clear the fog, and anchor your knowing. Walk today with the certainty. You are the system now. Chapter 1. The Dismantled Alliance. The gang was never a true alliance. It was a collection of hollow spaces, a gathering of voids drawn together by a shared envy of your light. They bonded over their inadequacy, mistaking their collective weakness for strength. The ringleader, the one you likely know best, was merely the most desperate. This individual saw in you the reflection of everything they were not, authentic, resonant, and self-generating. Their spirit was a barren field, and they looked upon your inner world as a resource to be plundered. So they gathered their tribe of shadows. Some were familiar faces, smiling betrayers who ate at your table while plotting your salvation. Others were strangers, mercenaries enlisted into a spiritual war they did not understand, paid only in the false currency of belonging. Their mission was simple: to create a storm of chaos around you, so dense that you would forget the sky exists. They orchestrated failures, manufactured rumors, and engineered isolation. They studied your patterns, or so they thought. They mapped your movements, your connections, your vulnerabilities. What they failed to comprehend is that what they were studying was a deliberately projected mirage. You were never where they thought you were. While they were busy analyzing the shadow you cast, your true self was operating on a different vibrational plane entirely, laying the groundwork for your next ascension. Their collaboration was built on a foundation of sand, and the tide of your rising consciousness has washed it all away. You are now witnessing the first stages of their dismantlement. The ringleader is losing control, their authority dissolving as the promised victory never materializes. The lesser members are growing restless, the energy they invested in your destruction now turning inward, creating discord and suspicion among them. They are beginning to turn on one another because creatures of darkness inevitably consume each other when the light they seek to extinguish proves to be eternal. They look at you now not with anger, but with a terrifying confusion. You were supposed to break. You were supposed to react, to scream, to fight back on their terms. Instead, you smiled. You continued to build. You thrived, not in spite of their efforts, but because of them. Their attacks became the very pressure that crystallized your spirit into a diamond. They see you moving with a grace and certainty that defies the chaos they unleashed. They cannot comprehend how you knew their every move before they made it. The truth is, you did not need to know. You simply needed to remain anchored to your own internal blueprint, a divine schematic so advanced that their primitive tactics could never hope to penetrate it. They are shaken because they have encountered a power they cannot quantify or corrupt. They have encountered you. Chapter 2. The Untraceable Blueprint. Their greatest miscalculation was believing you were playing the same game. They came to the battlefield with knives and brute force, expecting a street fight. They did not realize you were the architect of the entire terrain. You do not operate based on reaction. You operate based on a pre-written divine mandate. This is the untraceable blueprint. It is not a plan stored in your mind. It is a resonant frequency encoded into your very soul. It is the core programming that dictates your movements, your decisions, and your evolution, making you impervious to external manipulation. While they were plotting in whispers and secret messages, your blueprint was communicating with you through synchronicities, intuitive flashes, and an unshakable inner knowing. When they set a trap, your blueprint would suddenly alter your path, leading you to a different street, prompting you to call a different person, making you suddenly feel the urge to stay home. It was never a conscious act of avoidance. It was the flawless execution of a high-level strategy. You felt it as a gut feeling, a sudden disinterest in an opportunity that seemed perfect, a strange sense of peace in the face of what should have been a crisis. This is the language of the blueprint. Their tactics were designed to trigger fear, doubt, and emotional chaos, the standard operating frequencies of the masses. But your blueprint insulates you. When they sent a wave of slander, the blueprint used it as a filtration system, revealing the weak links in your circle and strengthening your discernment. When they attempted to block your resources, the blueprint had already opened a new, unforeseen channel of abundance from a direction they never thought to watch. They were fighting a person, but you are a living, breathing expression of a divine will. This is why they are so profoundly shaken. Their tools are useless. It is like trying to capture the wind in a net. They can see the effects of your movement, the sudden success, the effortless grace, the impenetrable peace, but they cannot find the source. They look for your spies, your informants, your strategy documents. They cannot grasp that your intelligence comes from the universe itself. They are stuck in a three-dimensional game of chess, while you are moving through the fourth and fifth dimensions, placing pieces on the board before they even know a new row has been added. The blueprint also made you an energetic mirror. The more venom they directed at you, the more clearly they were forced to see their own reflection. Their accusations of arrogance were a mirror for their own deep-seated insecurity. Their attempts to label you as unstable were a reflection of their own chaotic inner worlds. You did not have to defend yourself. Your very existence became their judgment. They are now haunted by this reality. They look at your life and see a testament to a power they cannot access, and it terrifies them because it proves the spiritual poverty of their own existence. The blueprint is not just your shield, it is your primary weapon, and its elegant, silent victory has left them psychologically and spiritually disarmed. Chapter 3. The Echoes of Their Own Collapse. The gang is not withering away, it is imploding. The energy they pulled together, a toxic slurry of jealousy, resentment, and ambition, was aimed at you. But because you are protected by the untraceable blueprint, that energy found no purchase. It could not penetrate your sovereign field. According to the immutable laws of the universe, that energy had to go somewhere. It has now recoiled upon its creators with devastating precision. What you are witnessing is not your victory, but the direct consequence of their actions. It is a spiritual ricochet. The discord they tried to sow in your life is now rampant within their own ranks. The ringleader, once the central point of their dark gravity, is now seen as a fool, a failed general who led them into a battle they could never win. The trust between them has evaporated, replaced by paranoia. Every member now looks at the others with suspicion, wondering who will betray whom first, because their entire alliance was founded on the principle of betrayal. They are haunted by what they have done, but not with guilt. It is not a moral awakening. It is the terror of consequence. They are seeing the world not as it is, but as they are. They see plots everywhere because they are plotters. They feel watched because they are watchers. They fear betrayal because they are betrayers. You have become a ghost in their machine, a silent presence that reminds them of their failure. Your continued success is an active torment to them. Every milestone you achieve, every moment of joy you experience, every bit of peace you radiate is a testament to their impotence. They cannot escape you because you now live in their minds as proof of a higher order they tried to defy. In the coming days, you will notice this collapse accelerating. You will hear of falling outs, of public arguments, of alliances shattering as quickly as they were formed. You will see them attempt to distance themselves from the ringleader and from the entire endeavor, pretending they were never involved. They will try to rewrite history, but the energetic stain of their conspiracy remains. They carry it in their aura, a dull gray signature of spiritual bankruptcy. This collapse is a necessary cleansing. Their collective was a concentration of negative energy that was creating a blockage in the collective consciousness. Your role was to act as the unmovable object that would shatter their corrupt force. You were the divine catalyst. Do not mistake their suffering for something you need to fix or feel pity for. It is their curriculum. It is the lesson they refused to learn through grace and are now learning through pain. Your only task is to observe, to understand, and to continue your ascent, fueled by the very energy they tried to use against you. Their collapse is the sound of a new space being cleared for your expansion. Chapter 4. The physical evidence of your sovereignty. The fallout from their failed campaign is not merely a spiritual or psychological event. It is manifesting in your physical reality in clear, undeniable ways. You must learn to recognize these signs, not as random occurrences, but as the physical evidence of your victory, the data points confirming the efficacy of your untraceable blueprint. The first sign is in their eyes. The next time you encounter one of them, intentionally or by chance, observe their gaze. They will not be able to hold eye contact with you. Their eyes will dart away, look down, or glaze over with a vacant expression. This is not shame. It is an involuntary, energetic response. Looking into your eyes is like looking directly into the sun. Your resonant frequency is now so high that it is physically uncomfortable for those operating on a low, dense vibration of deceit and malice. Their inability to meet your gaze is a confession. It is their spirit admitting defeat, even as their ego tries to deny it. The second sign is the sudden appearance of ghosts, people from your distant past. Individuals who have no connection to the gang will begin to contact you out of the blue. An old friend will send a text. A former colleague will email you with a random opportunity. This is the universe actively rerouting your destiny. As the blueprint dismantled the gang's hostile network, it simultaneously activated your dormant network of allies. These are the souls who are aligned with your true path, and they are being called back into your orbit now that the psychic interference has been cleared. The third piece of evidence is a change in your own sensory perception. You will find that you can taste falsehood. When someone speaks a lie in your presence, you might feel a strange metallic or bitter taste in your mouth. You will hear the dissonance in their voice, a subtle frequency beneath their words that betrays their true intent. The air in a room will feel heavy or sticky when it is filled with inauthentic energy. This is not imagination. It is the recalibration of your physical body to be a more precise instrument for detecting truth. Your nervous system is upgrading to perceive the world on a vibrational level, making you immune to future attempts at deception. Finally, watch for their mimicry. In a desperate last-ditch attempt to understand your power, they will begin to copy you. They will adopt your phrases, mimic your style, or suddenly develop an interest in things you are known for. Do not be fooled or flattered. This is not admiration. It is an attempt at psychic vampirism. They are trying to siphon off your essence because they are incapable of generating their own. See it for what it is, the ultimate admission that you possess something they desperately want but can never have. It is the final, pathetic bow of an enemy that has been comprehensively outmaneuvered. These are not just signs, they are your trophies. They are the artifacts of a war you won without ever lifting a sword. Chapter 5. Recalibrating their poison into power. The energy that the gang directed at you was a potent, concentrated force. It was designed to be a poison. However, within the advanced alchemy of your untraceable blueprint, poison does not exist. There is only energy, and all energy can be transmuted. The next phase of your journey involves the conscious recalibration of their malice into fuel for your ascension. This is not a passive process. It is an active, deliberate claiming of power that is rightfully yours. Their attack was an investment of their own life force into your reality. Now you will seize that investment and repurpose it. The first step is to sever all remaining emotional cords. You must consciously retract any lingering feelings of anger, hurt, or even the desire for them to see the error of their ways. These emotions, while justified, still create a channel through which your own energy can leak. Visualize them as threads of dark light connecting you to them. In your mind, take a blade of pure white light and sever each one. Watch as the ends retract back to them, carrying with them any residue of their influence. This act declares that their emotional currency has no value in your kingdom. The second step is the transmutation itself. Sit in a quiet space and recall the energy of their attacks. Do not dwell on the specifics of the events, but rather feel the raw, energetic signature of their jealousy, their rage, their deceit. See it as a cloud of dense, chaotic red and black energy before you. Now visualize your heart center opening like a brilliant star. Project a beam of golden or violet light from your heart into that chaotic cloud. This is the light of your sovereign will. Watch as this light begins to interact with the dark energy, not fighting it, but transforming it. See the chaotic red and black begin to swirl, purify, and transmute into a shimmering liquid gold light. This is their energy, cleansed and upgraded by your own divine frequency. The final step is to absorb this recalibrated power. Draw that shining golden energy into your own being. Feel it saturate every cell, fortifying your spirit, sharpening your mind, and magnetizing your aura. This is not theft. It is divine justice. It is the ultimate reversal. The very weapon they forged to destroy you has now become the superfuel for your next great leap. You will feel this as a surge of creativity, a sudden clarity of purpose, or an influx of physical vitality. You will find that projects that were stalled suddenly move forward with incredible speed. Opportunities will manifest with startling ease. This is because you are now operating with a surplus of power, running on the energy they so foolishly surrendered to you. They intended to drain you. Instead, you have drained them. They are left depleted, weakened, and wondering where their strength went, never understanding that they willingly offered it upon the altar of your ascension. Chapter 6. Navigating the new landscape. Your victory has fundamentally altered the terrain of your life. The removal of the gang's toxic influence has created a vacuum, and this void is now being filled by a new, higher vibrational reality. Navigating this new landscape requires a different set of senses and a new understanding of the rules. The old world operated on competition, scarcity, and manipulation. The new world you are entering operates on resonance, sovereignty, and co-creation. The first change you must adapt to is the speed of manifestation. In the past, your intentions may have taken time to materialize, slowed by the energetic sludge of the opposition you faced. Now, the pathway between your thoughts and your reality is clear. Be extraordinarily mindful of what you focus on, for your thoughts will now crystallize into form with breathtaking speed. Focus on lack, and you will create it instantly. Focus on your untraceable blueprint and the highest vision for your life, and the universe will conspire to build it around you in real time. Your mind is no longer just a tool for thinking. It is a high-speed command center for reality creation. Secondly, you will begin to attract a new tribe. These are not the fawning admirers or the fair-weather friends of your past. These are fellow architects. They are other sovereign beings who also operate from their own internal blueprint. Your interactions with them will feel different. There will be no games, no hidden agendas, no power dynamics. Conversations will be direct, resonant, and efficient. You will recognize them not by what they say, but by the feeling of peace and expansion you experience in their presence. They will not need anything from you, nor will you need anything from them. You will come together to co-create, to build, and to amplify each other's light, because your blueprints are designed to be complementary. This is the end of your strategic isolation. You are no longer a lone lighthouse. You are becoming part of a grid of light that will illuminate the entire world. The old opposition will still exist on the periphery, but they will seem muted, like figures behind thick glass. You may see them, but you will no longer feel their impact. Their dramas, their chaos, their noise will be unable to penetrate the high-frequency buffer that now surrounds you. They belong to a different timeline, a lower density reality that you have successfully graduated from. Your task now is to embody this new reality without apology. Do not shrink your newfound power to make others comfortable. Do not explain your success to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Simply be. Your silent, radiant embodiment of this higher state of being is the most powerful teaching you can offer. You are a living example that it is possible to outsmart the system, to transmute darkness, and to build a world of one's own choosing. Walk forward as the master of this new landscape. Chapter 7. The Ascension is the assignment. The defeat of the gang was never the final objective. It was a graduation test. It was a necessary trial to prove you could handle the immense power and responsibility that was waiting for you. The assignment was never about them. It was always about you. Their plot was the crucible required to forge you into the leader, the healer, the builder you were born to be. You have now passed that test. The untraceable blueprint has been fully activated. Your sovereignty has been tested and proven absolute. Now, the real work begins. Your focus must shift entirely from defense to creation. The energy you once used to shield yourself must now be channeled into building the new world. This is your true calling. The blueprint within you is not just a personal schematic. It contains the codes for new systems, new ways of being, new solutions to the old world's intractable problems. You may feel this as a sudden, urgent download of a new business idea, a framework for a community, a concept for a piece of art, or a modality for healing that has never existed before. This is the blueprint speaking to you, revealing the next phase of your mission. This phase will require a level of courage that surpasses even what was needed to face the gang. You will be called to step into the public eye, not for fame, but for impact. You will be called to speak truths that will dismantle foundational lies of this society. You will be called to create structures that make the old corrupt systems obsolete. You will no longer be the hidden architect. You will become the master builder, working in the open. As you step into this role, you will find that the universe supports you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Resources will flow to you. The right people will appear at the exact moment you need them. Synchronicities will become your daily language. The resistance you face will be minimal, for you are no longer fighting against a dying paradigm. You are the living embodiment of the new one. The memory of the gang and their petty schemes will fade into insignificance, a footnote in the epic story of your becoming. They were merely the whetstone that sharpened the blade. Now, it is time to use the blade to cut through illusion and carve out a new reality. Look not behind you at the enemies you have vanquished. Look not around you for approval. Look within, to the untraceable blueprint that has guided you this far. It holds the map for where you are going next. The path is clear, the power is yours. The assignment is Ascension.